Wait for Dolores to get her clothes on. Come on, Dolores. Get out of bed. Put a dress on. Let's go. Any fucking... There. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Allow myself to introduce myself. My name's Jay Hall, and welcome to my very first Bear's Den. Now, this is a show I kind of want to do every Monday where I go through everything that happened in the past week in the gaming, entertainment, movie sort of world, and stuff coming up in the next week for all that and myself personally. So just kind of a weekly show going through everything all in one nice, tidy little package. I guess that's the best way I could describe it. I don't know. First up, news. EA acquired Respawn Entertainment. Now, Respawn are the guys behind Titanfall, Titanfall 2, and Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare 2. Oh, God, why did this have to happen? I mean, they were going through EA with their Titanfall games anyway, but they were acquired for $400 million. Now, it'd be hard to say no to that, no matter what company it is trying to buy you out. But I just have a feeling in my gut that it's going to be the same thing that happened to Westworld, where they churn out some, great games and then they get bought, and right after that it just goes to shit. And I really hope that doesn't happen here. But in the same announcement, Titanfall 3 was all but confirmed, which I am stoked for because it is one of the greatest series of all time. It is my favorite multiplayer shooter game, the one that got me into online gaming, really. Also, the Star Wars game they were working on with Visceral is still in development, so there is still hope for that. Although I hope it's not riddled with a whole bunch of little money signs everywhere from EA meddling into everything. Speaking of Star Wars, a new trilogy is all but confirmed. Rian Johnson is going to be the director, at least on the first one, which is a step in the right direction because I'm not a fan of J.J. Abrams. How he does movies kind of seems like he's obsessed with moments in movies and not the in-between. He, just wants to rush to the next moment and the next big scene. It also looks like it's going to be an offshoot where it's not a continuation of 7, 8, and 9, where it's going to be a separate. I'm hoping for Old Republic, but we don't know anything at this point on what time period it could be. There will also be a new live-action TV series for Star Wars on Disney's streaming platform. It won't be coming till around early 2019, they've said. That's the plan where they start to roll it out. Seems like everyone's kind of trying to copy Netflix and the success they've had. And I mean, if anyone can do it, Disney can. Except for, that Toys to Life thing. Disney Infinity, don't worry about that. Don't remember that. That didn't happen. Amiibo? And Disney was looking to acquire 20th Century Fox as well. Now, that deal didn't really work out, but they are still looking to acquire kind of like the film and TV rights to most of their stuff. So the Marvel Universe could be soon including X-Men, including Wolverine, Deadpool, and Fantastic Four, which I really want them to do right. The past movies and all that crap they've kind of neglected and they've done a terrible job with, and they haven't been entertaining, and make Doctor Doom great again. Star Wars would also solely be in Disney's hands because 20th Century Fox still has the rights to the original Star Wars film. Please make it happen so I can get my 4K copy of the original Star Wars, no special edition edits or anything. Please. That way I can quit watching this despecialized editions. No matter how great they are, they're the best way to watch the films at this point in time. I just really want a legit version in 4K. That would be fantastic. I know it exists. It's out there. Links to that despecialized edition will be below. I don't know how much longer it's going to be live because I think they're trying to shut it down at this point in time. Bluepoint announced a new MMO called Ascent Infinite Realm, AIR for short. These are the guys behind PUBG. They really like those acronyms. It does look like a futuristic steampunk sort of MMO, kind of what I think Project Titan would have been for Blizzard if that had actually worked out for them instead of becoming Overwatch. Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed are both off to double the starts of their previous versions. Now, these aren't the heydays of these franchises. They're not pulling in the numbers they used to. I think it was said that Black Ops 2 pulled in that same amount in a day, and Call of Duty World War II pulled that in 2 weeks, but it is much better than where they were. So maybe trying to listen to the fans is sort of working, but they're really not buying into it. It is still the same game underneath, at least with Call of Duty. Assassin's Creed looks to have innovated a lot more in that regards. And they also might be realizing that maybe squeezing all the money out of a franchise you possibly can as soon as you can isn't good in the long run and really won't make you as much money in the long run. So they're starting to turn away from those practices and throwing in loot boxes. And as for some great game developers, Telltale did lay off about a quarter of their staff. Now it looks like they're focusing more on less content, but better content for their games. So you might not be getting as many episodes, but you will be getting better episodes. And they're already great games. I just hope it doesn't come with a price increase, because they kind of locked themselves into that $25 price point for the entire game, season pass, all of the episodes, everything. So if they increase it, I feel like they might get a few people that there's, okay, this is way too much money, even though it's totally worth it. As far as TV, Westworld. The second season looks to be coming out spring of 2018. Now this is about the same time as Red Dead 2 coming out. And I mean, it can only benefit each other if they come out at the same time. Very related properties. I mean, people have described Westworld as basically video games in the future, which would be sick. Now for releases coming this week, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the big one on Friday the 17th. You can play it 3 days early if you purchase the deluxe edition, and additionally you could have played it last week if you had EA access or Origin access for a certain amount of time. So there's 3 different release dates now for games. I guess that's a thing. It also looks to be using seasons and factions as a way to keep people coming back to play. That was a huge problem with the first game, where people played it during, you know, the movie, the high time of Star Wars, and then they just let it die because they didn't care and they didn't want to pay an extra $50 for a season pass. So they threw in loot boxes, added seasons, all that sorts of stuff to keep people coming back, spending more money, enjoying the game. If it's a good game, I'm fine with it. If it sucks and it's riddled with extra dollar signs everywhere, I'm out. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon releases on the same day as well. Now it doesn't look to be just kind of a upgraded little bit of the previous ones from last year, but almost a complete overhaul of the story, adding in Team Rainbow Rocket, which is Team Rocket, but new 2017 version, and adding in all the other enemies as well from the previous games, as well as most, if not all, of the legendaries. So between Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, you can basically catch all of them. No more need to go to a special event to catch them or get a special code or get it traded off of their little online thing. All the legendaries. Skyrim will also be releasing on Switch. The next platform of choice is the GPS in your car. For movies, Justice League is releasing on Friday as well. Now, I'm not too excited for this one. I mean, Cyborg looks like crap. The trailers haven't gotten me too excited, but I'm hoping this is kind of because they're holding back this time, as opposed to with BVS, where they sort of busted their nuts on all the trailers and giving away all the major plot points. I'm hoping they're holding it back, you know, slowly teasing us this stuff so you don't blow your load early and you can actually enjoy the movie and not see all of it coming. Punisher is also releasing on Netflix. Now, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the Marvel shows. I liked Jessica Jones. I haven't watched the Iron Fist or whatever the hell that was with the Game of Thrones dude. I've heard it sucked. I wasn't a big fan of Daredevil, like I said, and Bernthal is a badass, dude. He is so cool. I will definitely check it out just for him alone. And something a little different for releases, if you haven't heard of them, Limited Run Games is releasing 2064 and Crawl, a couple indie games in physical versions. So if you enjoyed these games or enjoy indie games, I would highly recommend checking them out, because every couple weeks or so, they'll release some more games in physical versions where it's only available for a limited time and only for a limited number of people. Like I myself have purchased Firewatch through them and a couple others. I mean, this is by far my favorite. Still haven't opened it, but it is a physical version, disc and everything in there. No paper disc crap. It's actual physical merchandise. So if you like physical games, indie games, definitely check them out. Link is in the description for them. And now for me this coming week. On Tuesday, I'm going to be doing Shadow of War, finishing that game up, hopefully, putting out a review on Wednesday. Wednesday morning, we're going to be sticking with Overwatch, I think? Yeah, maybe? I don't know. My schedule's on a whole bunch of sticky notes right there. Yeah, Overwatch. Thursday is Telltale Batman, finishing up that series. We played the first few episodes, wore a mask, did the voice, everything, killed my voice. It was awful. We will also be getting a Justice League review on Friday after the Thursday viewing for me. And then the rest of the week, as far as streaming, Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be devoted solely to Star Wars Battlefront. I'm going to be grinding that game hard when it first comes out. Hopefully it doesn't suck. The first game was pretty good. I really liked it. The design was great. But this one, I want to be good. And I don't want it to be pay to win. And I'm hoping they finally did that. Now, finally, it's time for some shit I got this week. This week was the release of the last Legend of Zelda amiibo, as far as I'm aware of, for Breath of the Wild. As you can see, I'm an amiibo fan. Got the newest Mario amiibo up there, Skyward Sword, Bokoblin, Shovel Knight, Metroid, all those good ones. Really like them a lot. But I did pick up all the Champion amiibos as well. We got Daruk here, Mifa, who's got a crush on Link, and it's really weird because she's like an octopus lady. I don't know. We've got that asshole bird Rivali everyone hates, and also my girl Urbosa, looking sexy as ever, way more ripped than me. But that'll do it for me today. Thank you all for stopping by, checking out my very first version of this Bear's Den. I don't know what the direction of it is in the future, what I want to add in, take out, all that nonsense. But I want to continue it. I like doing it. I like talking about this stuff and keeping you guys informed on what's going on, what's coming out, what I'm doing, all that shiz. But with that said, thank you all for watching. I'll be back again with one of these next Monday with all the stuff from the past week coming up in the next week. Adios. I'll catch you on the flip side.